Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the C1 Real Life podcast. My name is Dan.
And my name is James. Hello, everyone, once again.
Hello, hello. And in this podcast, we are going to be talking about transport, in particular, flights.
The most glamorous way of all travel. I love flying, Dan, do you?
Yes, I do, mainly because it gets me to destinations quicker than coach.
That's true. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I always associate it with going to faraway, exciting places and going on adventures and lots of kind of happy memories around flight and travel. So yes, I'm excited about our conversation today.
Yes. So what I'll do, James, I will go through a few topics and ask you to comment on them, and I will obviously chime in with a few of my own.
Absolutely, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so the first one is, now I wasn't too sure about this before, but what is the difference between a scheduled flight and a chartered flight? Do you know?
So yes, I think I have an idea about what this means. And I think the best way to think of it is if you imagine a bus. So a bus goes no matter how many people are on the bus, and it leaves at a very particular time, and it's a regular scheduled method of transport. I think that's the best way to compare to a scheduled flight. So a scheduled flight will leave regardless of how many people are on. And I think predominantly it's mainly used for business travel. So for example, a flight between London and New York that goes every few days, and it's business travel, is a scheduled flight. The other side, a chartered flight, I believe is more likely to be used for holiday travel. So you have a holiday company that will take out a whole plane, and that plane is full of people that are just going on that one holiday, and that's it. So I think that's the main difference.
Well, that makes sense. Well, my follow-up question to that, James, is have you ever been on a scheduled flight?
I have been on both, yes, because when I was younger, I used to do quite a bit of traveling because me and my family lived in India, actually overseas. And so we used to travel on various airlines that did scheduled flights. And then more recently, I've also gone on holiday and I've taken charter flights as well. So I've had experience of both.
Fantastic. So in terms of, because I've like I say, I've never been on a scheduled flight, only ever chartered. Is there much difference in terms of the experience you have?
One thing I will say, when you're on a charter flight, you definitely feel like the holiday has already begun, which is quite nice. Everyone on that flight is on holiday. They're all having a good time. They're all celebrating and, they already feel like they're on holiday. A scheduled flight is much more, it's a method of transport. It's not part of a holiday experience, if you understand what I mean. Yeah. It's much more kind of, it's not as exciting, I suppose. There's not that kind of festive, fun feel of a charter flight.
Oh, excellent. So I've not missed out on much then.
No, I wouldn't say. Yeah, you've got the better of the two, I think. The more fun.
Excellent. Okay. Well, in terms of, the flights, we all have to deal with luggage of some sort.
Oh, indeed, yes.
So are you a light traveler, or do you pack everything? I mean, in terms of, do you prefer to check in your luggage, or are you a carry-on kind of guy?
Oh, carry on every day of the week. I love having just a rucksack or just a small suitcase. You take it on, you stick it in the overhead storage bin, and that's it. And it's easy and it's convenient. And traveling light is the way I like to travel. Yeah. Are you the same, Dan?
Yes, very much so, traveling light, because I've been in situations in the past where I've traveled with a group of people and we've been checking in the luggage because it was a long holiday, so we needed luggage. But the downside with checking in luggage is if you go overweight at the check-in,
oh yes,
then you have to pay for
exactly
that being overweight, which is never something I like to do, and which is why I like to travel light, and if I can, carry on luggage all the way.
Yeah, and also I suppose when you land, you have to spend time waiting for your luggage to come round on the carousel, and it eats into your holiday time. And yeah, I think it's a lot more enjoyable to travel light.
Exactly, and the chances are you've bought a suitcase that's quite popular and it's going around the carousel. You think it's yours, but then someone else picks it up and they've picked up my suitcase. This is the start of the holiday hasn't even started, and this is a nightmare.
You're already getting into fights in the baggage reclaim hall.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
But yeah,
Let's play it safe. Travel light.
and even with checking, you're running the risk of your luggage can be broken into.
Yes, absolutely.
I
It's
mean,
not what you want.
I was very lazy one flight and decided to check in my hand luggage because I couldn't be bothered carrying it around. And then when I got back home, it was on the carousel, and because it was just a backpack or a rucksack, it was just opened up and they took everything.
Oh no, really? Oh, that's not an ideal situation.
No, it wasn't nice, but I just thought if I wouldn't have been so lazy and just carried it, it was a backpack, 2 straps. It's not that hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, Dan. That's not good.
No, it's one of them things that happens. I'm sure it's happened. Unfortunately, happened to quite a few people, but
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it must have done. Yes.
but it serves me right for being so lazy. Is what I
There we
came
go.
from it. So yeah, it's just one of them things. So we've done the luggage. So what I'd like to know, James, is I think I already know the answer before I ask it, but long haul or short haul flights for you?
Now, well, I mentioned earlier that my family lived overseas when I was younger. So long haul flights are actually something I'm quite used to. We used to take a 9-hour flight 4 times a year.
Oh wow!
So 9 hours, I would say, definitely is a long haul flight. Yeah. It became quite routine, but it can be quite uncomfortable, I think, if you've got small seats and it's a very crammed, busy plane. Yeah, it can be quite long. The one thing I do now, this is one thing I do like about long haul flights, is that sometimes you get really good in-flight entertainment.
You do.
Yeah, so sometimes there's excellent films, or one of the airlines I flew with there was a screen in the back of the chair in front with a little games console, which was fantastic. So you can sit and play
Wow,
some games or watch a film. That's quite a nice way to spend 9 hours on a flight.
that is amazing. I've only ever had the very tiny TV screen and the
Yeah.
uncomfortable headphones.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah,
So, although yes, a long flight can be uncomfortable, there are certain benefits to it as well, I suppose.
yeah, I think it also depends in what class you're in. For me personally, I've only ever been in economy class for long and short haul, but I can imagine a long haul in either business class or first class being an absolute dream.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it myself, but I imagine it is a bit more comfortable. Yeah.
I've seen images of where you're basically your seat is practically a bed.
Oh,
And you can
living the
lie
life of
down.
luxury.
You've got a little side thing there fit for all your things. Just lie down, have a nap. Your cordon's off. You haven't got to see the person snoring in the next row in your face. It's
like a luxury way to travel.
It does, and it's like I always see the pictures and go, one day.
One day, indeed.
One day, Dan.
I was about to say that. Maybe one day. You never know. We can all dream.
Yeah. So the next part of it, James, is another thing that I've never had to do is stopovers. Have you ever had to do a stopover?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah, there was a flight. Where were we going? We were traveling from Mumbai to Sydney, which was a 32-hour flight. It was a very long flight, and we had a brief stopover in Hong Kong, which was good fun. It sounds lovely, and I think, yeah, maybe it is lovely, but the problem is you're in travel mode. So I thought, like, oh, this will be great. We'll have a few hours in Hong Kong, or we can explore, but you're tired and you're jet lagged, and you just want to go to a hotel and sleep. So it sounds fantastic, but I don't know if the reality of a stopover is as nice as we imagine it to be, perhaps.
Yeah, the stopover always sounds like you're getting a free holiday in some way.
An extra destination on your trip. Yeah, I don't think it works out like that in reality, to be honest, which is a shame.
Especially if you've got a short time in which to wait for your next flight, really.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's it. You're waiting, precisely.
Yeah. That's a bit. I've always thought, stopover, yes, and enjoy a new country before I get to my actual country, yay! But no, I can see the reality of it being like that. Yeah.
But one thing I will say, and this is something I've been thinking a little bit about actually, I wonder, and I'm going to make a prediction here, Dan. I wonder if things like extreme long haul flights and business travel and scheduled flights, I wonder if those might be on the decline. I wonder if that might be a thing of the past quite soon, because there are reports that aviation is quite bad for the environment. So flying long haul for business and that kind of thing is actually not good for the planet. And then on top of that, it's much more normal to do business through video conferencing and do things remotely. So I wonder in the future if flying might actually not be as commonplace as it is today. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Just my thoughts on it.
I mean, that makes sense to me, because why would a company pay for someone to travel halfway across the world when they already pay for their internet connection?
Yeah, and you can have meetings online.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my prediction of the future.
Well,
But I mean, it would be very interesting to hear all our listeners' thoughts on it. I mean, if they've got any other predictions or any thoughts of what might happen in the future of travel, they can always leave a comment or, yeah.
Yeah, please do comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, James, we're getting to the fun part of the bullet points.
Oh, yes. Okay, go on.
So I, for one, love two things about flying.
Go on.
I love takeoff and landing.
Takeoff and landing, absolutely.
So with the takeoff, what I particularly love is the feel of that, the force of the plane.
Oh, the acceleration on your chest.
Yeah. You're like that, oh, it's happening. And again, for the landing, well, the landing more so because you've arrived at your destination and your excitement goes up. But my little trick is, I'm sure this happens to you as well, but cabin pressure when you take off and land, it can sometimes be quite painful on your ears.
Oh, yeah. I've had a big problem with that in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I like to do is I like to get a packet of Werther's Originals.
Very good.
And it's the only time of the year I buy them. Although I think they're delicious, I never buy them unless I'm taking a flight.
Yeah. Of course, other sweets are available.
Oh, yes, of course. We're not sponsored by them.
No. Yeah, but you do find sometimes that the stewardess, the flight attendants, they do bring around boiled sweets, because there is something about your I'm not a medical person. I don't know the names of the parts of your face, but your tubes in your face. But apparently, if you suck on sweets, it does help with the problems you have in your ears and the pressure difference, and so yeah.
Yeah, it can be quite painful, but
it can be painful. Yeah,
but I'm just wondering, are you a fan of the takeoff and landing procedure?
So yes. Now, Dan, we said at the beginning of this podcast that when you go on holiday or when you go on a flight, it does feel like an adventure and I think the takeoff and landing is a really important part of that, because it feels like you're on a roller coaster or something, or like an enjoyable, fun, exhilarating experience, and you get that adrenaline. So I really like the takeoff and landing. It definitely feels like you're part of that kind of that adventurous, exciting experience. Yeah. Yes. Now, Dan, have you ever had, I find this fascinating, have you ever had this thing that when the plane lands, you have passengers clapping for the pilot?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right.
I have witnessed that quite a few times, and I'm not a fan, James.
No.
It's like applauding at the end of a film.
Pointless.
Yes, and why would you applaud someone for doing the job? I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm all for feedback and constructive criticism, but you're there, you're safe. Don't bother clapping.
I'm very grateful that the pilot's got us all there safe. That's very good of them. But I mean, considering they're a pilot, it's kind of a bare minimum, really. You would have thought, yep, they've done the job. That's good. Exactly.
I don't get a round of applause for leaving the office at the end of the day.
No, well, that's true. I'll applaud you, Dan. Don't worry. Well done. That was a good job you did there. Good job.
I appreciate that, James. I'm on board with the pilots now. Okay, so the next bit, James, is do you think it's worth to pay extra for to go business or first class, or would you be happy with staying in economy?
Is it worth paying more? That is a good question. I don't know. I think it depends. I think if you're going on a short haul flight, I think economy class is fine. I've always traveled economy class for short haul flight. It's absolutely fine. Maybe even for long haul flights, but for 9 or 10 hours, I mean, I must say, having like a chair that turns into a bed does sound quite nice. So maybe for a long haul flight, that might be a good idea. But it all depends on your situation and where you're going and money and.
See, I've never been flush with money, and I've never really ventured into even inquiring about business or first class because I'm assuming it's a hefty raise from economy prices.
My understanding is it's extremely expensive. Yes, especially for first class.
But if I did have the money, I would hands down go straight for first class.
Well, yeah, if you had the money, yeah, absolutely.
Especially for long haul, because I've had experiences with long haul flights, James, and I am not well suited to them.
No, you're not a fan.
I can't sleep upright. The inflatable neck pillows don't work for me.
Oh,
and I get very hot very quickly in close quarters, and I can't cool down.
So, given the chance, perhaps, first class sounds like a pretty good idea.
Oh yes, but obviously, I'm not going to complain really about economy as long as I get to my destination safely. I'm generally quite happy.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's a big luxury. If you've got the money, then I salute you. I go all in. Why not? Treat yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah, quite right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Dan? All this talk about traveling, going on play, it really makes me want to go traveling again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you could, James, this is a bit off topic, but it's still within the realms of the discussion.
Okay.
If you could go any place, anywhere right now, first class, where would you go?
Ooh. Where would I? Oh, do you know where I'd love to go actually? And I've always wanted to do this. I'd love to go to Morocco. I'd like to go and have a bit of an explore of the markets of Morocco and go into the mountains and go trekking across the desert and go surfing on the Atlantic coast. Yeah, that's my sort of right now. That would be my dream destination. Yeah,
fantastic, and not a bad destination at all.
Yeah. What about you, Dan?
Oh, I'm torn, James. There's 3 places I really want to go. One of them I've already been to. That one is Cuba.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
I love Cuba. Well, I loved Cuba when I went there. It was a great place. But the 2 dream destinations are not that far away relatively. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So the other 2 are Iceland. I've always wanted to go to Reykjavik.
Oh, I've heard great things about Iceland.
And the other one is Croatia.
I mean, let's do a tour. Let's do all of them.
The iqglobal World Tour.
Oh, now we're talking. That would be amazing.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Now I'm dreaming about holidays. Oh, well, maybe I'll have to save up.
Yeah. Be your first class ticket.
Yes. Give me 20 years. I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, we've all got to have something to aim for in life.
Find your English voice with iqglobal. Go to our website www.iqglobal.com to find out more.